Bootkamp, Bootkamp, Bootkamp. We are halfway through Bootkamp. Woohoo! Yes, today is day 3. If that gives you a little bit of panic because you haven't done anything yet, it's okay. I'm not expecting you to do 5 days straight if you're busy, but your business is not going to grow if you keep prioritizing other things. So focus on getting caught up or at least taking one action. We talked about that in yesterday's replay of taking one action. Try to do it each day. These don't take very long. And quite honestly, if you can't find 5 or 10 or 15 minutes in a day or even in a week to work on your business rather than just in it, there's a big problem there as an entrepreneur, because how's your business going to grow if you don't give it attention? It's just like any other relationship. How's your boyfriend going to feel validated and like you care if you're not giving him even 5 or 10 minutes a day? So just keep that in mind, that I know your time is the most precious and valuable thing. And I don't take that lightly, that you chose to spend time, your valuable time with me in this boot camp, but really it is to serve your greater needs and your greater good of what you want in your business. That dream business you want, it's not just going to fall in your lap. So make sure that you are prioritizing the time, however that looks. I know for me, when there's things that I'm like, God, I got to get to that. I don't know. There's like 17 other things like dishes. I will just give myself a time limit of when I stop. So procrastination, sure, it's a thing. It happens. But if I just do, okay, I'm just going to focus on this for 2 minutes. I'm going to set a timer. Likely you can get a lot done in that time. It's just kind of this, I got to do this kind of a thing that can kind of prevent you from doing it. But this is business. This should be fun. If you're not going to have fun, why are we doing business? Go work for somebody else and let them run the business, and you can show up, lash, and just go home, or do your artistry and just go home. But if you want to be a business owner, if you want to enjoy all the perks that come with that, then yeah, you got to put in the time. So time is your friend. Don't make it your enemy. Okay. I am going to pull up my live just so I can see your comments and your names coming through. Shh, Tara. All right, guys. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining, Rocio. Soupy, my girl. Robin. Okay. And good old Mackenzie. Love you, girl. Okay, so let's get into day 3. So today's challenge was all about eliminating the overwhelm some of you felt from yesterday. That was intentional. Yesterday, the whole goal was to show you a lot of opportunities, and those weren't even all the opportunities. Those are just the ones that beauty businesses tend to kind of focus their efforts on. But there's tons of ways to market your business, and we gave you a large sampling of a bunch of different ways you could be doing that yesterday in yesterday's challenge. So definitely go back and do yesterday's challenge right after this live if you haven't yet. We also had technical issues with the replay. Don't worry, in Basecamp, your home base for everything, we do have a replay version that isn't cut out with the sound. So you're good to go there. Don't watch in the replays in the Facebook group because they do cut out, just as a heads up. So you can go into Basecamp. It's a full version without being cut out. So thank you, tech. Hey, Carly. Hey, Suzanne. Okay, so yesterday, maybe some of you, in fact, a lot of you shared like, oh my gosh, there's so many things I need to do. I need to do my website. I need to start posting on Facebook more. And oh my gosh, my Instagram, I haven't been using hashtags, and all the things that are left to give your attention to. And today we get rid of the overwhelm and we focus in on just 3 marketing channels that you want to grow so that you can focus on growing those and not all the things. Entrepreneurs by nature tend to struggle with shiny object syndrome, right? And a lot of times it's this FOMO feeling. What's the first word in FOMO? Fear, right? So we're operating from a place of fear when we see maybe our competitors doing something. We're like, oh, we should be doing that. Oh my God, she's posting 5 days a week. I have to post 5 days a week. Or she's doing a giveaway. I should be doing a giveaway. Or she's on Facebook. She's dominating Facebook. So I clearly have to have a presence on Facebook. Put the blinders on and let's just focus on what you can be doing right now in the exact place you are at in your journey. Stop looking what everybody else is doing. They are not on the same journey as you. They may even have a different business model or a different dream for their business. And you may actually hate their business model if you actually saw what was going on behind the scenes. So focus on you and what feels good and authentic for you to grow your business. Because quite frankly, if you're going to be chasing somebody else's dream business, you might as well go work for them, because why not chase your own dream business? Right? Right. All right. So yeah, today's focus is eliminating some overwhelm that came up yesterday. I wanted you guys to get a little uncomfortable from yesterday of like, oh, there's a lot to do, because not only does that show you opportunities. So for anybody who's like, my marketing doesn't work, blah, 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 all the excuses that come with, I tried something, it didn't work the first time, therefore I made the assumption or the conclusion that it will never work. You have so many different ways that you can get in front of a potential client. So we're not going to make excuses that your marketing doesn't work. We're either going to refine your marketing, which is what mostly marketing is. We don't just give up on something because it didn't work the first time the way that we wanted to. Nothing in life does, especially in business. But there's also other opportunities that maybe your ideal type of client, your MFC, as we like to call them in the Lashpreneur Society, your most favorite client type, maybe they're not on that platform as much. A lot of you had some big ahas about Facebook that really your competitors aren't really taking advantage of it. And I know most of you thought like, well, organic reach is dead, so I might as well not do it. But that doesn't mean that your ideal type of client may be somebody who's more mature. And we use mature, not old, just as a little marketing lingo. We don't say like, hey, old clients, come look younger here. We say mature, wise. You know, the older clients who often have more disposable income tend to be more on Facebook. Doesn't mean they're not on Instagram. They're most likely not on TikTok or all the other places, but it's an opportunity for you to maybe get more in front of them and utilize the platform they're already hanging out on. So there's a bunch of different ways that the channels that we listed out yesterday that we might start to pivot, but I want you to focus on 3. So before I go into talking about today's challenge, I do want to share some wins from yesterday. So let me bring my screen on in. Miss Robin, I see you on here, girl. Well played yesterday. She said, my light bulb moment for this challenge was that although I've always been active on social media for my business, primarily Instagram, which is most people, right? Most people, I'm mostly active on Instagram, more so than any other platform. And she has a solid clientele, which she felt was successful enough at the time. I know a lot of people were like, yeah, I'll sign up for that. She has a lot of empty boxes from yesterday's challenge that weren't checked off that could help her to be more prominent in her city. Yes, she has no website. So I do want to say, you can have success without all of these marketing channels in place. Absolutely. A lot of times that is the exception to the rule. So think of how much more in demand Robin could be and how much more she could charge because she's in demand. If something as simple as a website could make all the difference to her in her business and being able to be found on social media or online. She says, I have no website. I do occasional paid ads on Facebook and Instagram, but feels like those weren't overly successful when she does them, so she stopped. Yeah, I don't recommend doing any paid advertising if you don't have a website. Your paid ads should be driving traffic to your website, and we'll talk more about this later in the week of the flow of all of the marketing channels and what they should be leading to and the customer journey. We'll get into all of that later on. So I think that's a great aha of maybe your ads might have worked better if you had a website. It could have been just that subtle of a change. She says she feels like she has the ability to increase her business way more, but that she's underutilizing the things that are right in front of her face when it comes to marketing. On a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being extremely marketing savvy, she said after doing this worksheet, she would put herself at a 2, whereas before she would have thought maybe a 5 or a 6. So this was a huge eye-opener to see it on paper, what she's not doing marketing-wise. And that is the main goal of yesterday, not for her to feel like she's not good enough to do it, but how much opportunity she has. So yeah, she's been plugging along, thinking she's doing great. And now her eyes are open to what else is possible. And that, to me, anytime we talk about possibility versus circumstances, gives me chills. That was the game changer for me, that realization, that shift in my mindset of driving towards what's possible in my business, not what currently is happening. Because your circumstances, your limitations, if you continue to fight for those, you'll often see that you'll keep getting those same results. But if you start driving for what's possible in your business, and this whole challenge this week is showing you what's possible with just marketing alone. That's not the only aspects to running a business, but that's a huge component of it. If you start to see what's possible, game over. You are off to the races. Your competition won't know what hit them. And quite honestly, your success, it's unlimited. Because when you learn marketing, That will serve you no matter how your business evolves. Even if you leave running a business altogether and go work for somebody else, that's a business. And marketing is applicable to any and every business. So you guys just even having this idea of like, wow, look at all the opportunities out there. That is going to be so much more motivating rather than I have these 3 marketing things and they don't work and I don't have clients and I hate this. Anyways, sorry, had a little fit. Yes, Robin, of course. Thank you for sharing your win, Robin. All right, Rocio, great question. She asked, do we have to submit the challenge downloads? You do not. No, I just want you to go through those. Those are for yours for the taking. And I did get a question about how long you guys have access to the challenges. We're going to keep them up for about another week. So you can get in, watch the replays, because I know not everybody can do it every single day. So you'll still have access to them for about a week. And then we're going to shut everything down and kind of go back to serving our members inside of the Lashpreneur Society. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm going to totally butcher your name, and I'm so sorry. So if you want to send me a message of how I actually should be saying it, it might be helpful. Onikachi? I'm so sorry. Onyekachi? My aha moment is realizing that partnership is a marketing strategy to explore to create more awareness for my brand. Ding, ding, ding. Yes, it is. She said, since I moved to my current city in January, I literally knew no one. So I struggled with getting clients who could pay for my services despite exhausting my marketing strategy. Now, just as a little mindset shift, if she had exhausted her marketing strategy, would she struggle to get clients? I think that's a belief that she did everything, but hopefully yesterday, and maybe she'll say that here in a second, but she saw some more opportunities of where they hadn't been exhausted yet. But if you come in with this mindset of I've exhausted everything, then yeah, you're not going to get results. All right. Even though I researched big salons with my kind of clientele, I wasn't lucky until a week ago when I found this lady on Instagram. I hooked up with her and we had the most interesting conversation about partnership. She called yesterday to get every info needed to create more awareness for my brand. And it's been raining calls since yesterday. Yes. It's a strategic partnership for me because she has access to the big shots who wouldn't blink when I mentioned my service charge. So good. We teach on strategic partnerships, how to set them up, how to navigate those relationships with other business owners who are in front of your MFC, as we call them, your ideal client, how you kind of work that relationship so that you have more incoming leads that are really, really, really targeted. So we teach all about that inside of the Lashpreneur Society. That is a huge win. Just even the intention she's putting into this is a really great partnership. What I did before by calling around didn't work, but Instagram, connecting there, she found somebody that is a great resource for her. So well done. I'm so glad you shared that. That is amazing. Love it, love it, love it. All right, Rochelle, my light bulb moment of the day was to realize how much I could improve everything on the list. First, I used my Facebook page, business page, as a website. Big aha for her yesterday. Not the best way to use a website, but she's not very active on it. So she's using that as a website. She's trying to drive traffic there, but she's not really utilizing that platform or even posting relevant content on there. So big aha. Let's see. I mainly use personal Instagram for professional interactions. So with that, so pros and potential clients see more pictures of my cats than pictures about my work. My pro IG account is a dead fish. What gets a little splash of life every 4 months for 10 posts, then I'm out for another 4 months. So her goal would be consistency on Instagram if that's a platform she wants to grow. I don't necessarily really care for you guys if you're using Instagram personal account or business account. The only way business account is beneficial is if you ever get the swipe up feature. You guys don't need 10,000 followers as solo lash artists or even small teams. If you're doing a lot of online marketing, then yeah, a swipe up feature is great when you get to 10,000 followers, and that's only available on the business account. The business account too, I do believe you can connect to your Facebook business page. So that's another perk that I would recommend having the business account. Now, as far as you posting on there, I honestly, to be completely transparent with you, I'm never on social media for personal reasons. In fact, I'm very rarely on there now for business reasons because I have a team. But we talked about doom scrolling on day one. if you're on there trying to personally engage with people and you're also posting cat photos and lash photos, as a follower, I'm confused because I'm looking at your profile going, oh, cool, she does lashes. I want to see more about lashes. And then all of a sudden I'm scrolling through my feed and I keep seeing this random cat show up. I'm like, who the heck is this chick? Unfollow. You have to have a specific audience you're serving with your Instagram page. So I don't recommend blending the two. You can post personal content on your social media, on your business page, but with the intention of that's going to make a potential customer connect with you. So if you want to talk about what it's like to be a mom, or, you're a cat lover, that's great. But in the context of that would make your MFC connect with you more and have that trust and that knowing of you, not because you're just randomly trying to share pics of your cats because you think your grandma would love to see them and like them, right? So that's kind of how we play the game of Instagram is you don't post anything unless your MFC would think it's killer, would find value in it. Otherwise, they're not going to engage. And if they don't engage, they're not going to see your posts. They're either going to unfollow or never interact, and you're never going to get them to turn into a customer. So I think that's great that she had awareness of where she can find improvement. And she said, on a positive note, though, I do have a website to book the appointments, but that's all it does. A real website with a shopping section could be very nice. For sure, you're getting into e-commerce, and for most of you, you're in the services realm. So if you are service-based, I would hold off on getting a shop set up unless that's kind of your strategy should your business shut down again. That's a great way to get retail, passive income, retail up, where your current clients can go there to shop. Most likely people just stumbling on your website through a Yelp page or social media are likely looking for the services if that's what you're promoting. But if you are building out a product-based business, then yeah, e-commerce, having an e-commerce store, gold. Okay. I think we've got 2 more wins to go through, and then we'll get into the coaching for today and the opportunity. Dawn, good old Dawn. I love this. My light bulb moment was late yesterday, but I realized that many people may not know I do lashes because it gets lost in my hair stuff. So I think she does hair as well. I may need to create a whole other set of marketing for my lash extension business. And I will give some tips on that too. She said, I have a business, IG, FB, and website that highlights where I work and what I do for hair, but not necessarily for lashes. I was doing hair the other day and a lash guest arrived and saw me finishing up and made a comment that she didn't know I did hair. I wonder how many people don't realize they do lashes because they only see me behind the chair. I also need to step up my photography game. I don't have any of up the nose shots that we talked about yesterday, but could definitely use a few pointers on lash pics. Yes, we teach how to take photos and how to do some post edits on the photos so that you're not like smoothing everything out where they don't look like a human, but it's super flattering to the client. We talk about angles, we talk about lighting, we talk about full face photos and like where you should be taking the photo that's most flattering to your client inside the Lashpreneur Society. Okay, so if you're concerned that you're a little kind of unfocused and not specific, whatever that word is, with your marketing, if you offer multiple services, this is my recommendation. This is kind of what I've seen work really well because we do have a lot of society members and a lot of my students who offer multiple services. When it comes to your marketing, you can definitely talk about all the other services you offer, but I would focus in on the service that you love to do, that you want to build a clientele in, that you can establish yourself as an expert or authority. Now, keep in mind, your ideal type of client may not be looking at a bunch of other people. So if you're the expert go-to authority against like 3 other people, it's not really that hard to do. We're not looking at what we see on our feed of like educators and brands and people with thousands of followers. We're not trying to compete with them, right? We're not trying to get in front of the same clients. But if we can make our potential client feel like we're really educated and we're here to help them understand the benefits and the value of what we offer, if you focus in on one service specifically, you're going to have an easier time getting them in the door. That's the whole game of marketing, is getting them in the door. Once they come in the door, take them wherever you want to go. Oh yeah, you didn't know I offered hair? Yes, I do full haircuts. I do ombre. I do X, Y, and Z. That is a perfect way to start to upsell, do add-on services, value add, sell retail, but you've got to get them in the door first. And so yes, if you're posting like skincare one day, hair the other day, lashes the other day. It gets a little bit mixed. We kind of, we get it. You're a jack of all trades. But if you want to charge any sort of premium pricing at any point in the future, being the go-to expert on one thing is going to make it much easier for you to get somebody in the door. Once they're in there, then it's game over. You can take them wherever you want to go. Same thing with us. I love to teach on marketing. You guys are in a free program with marketing. That's not all I teach. I'm actually a fantastic business coach that I can teach you a lot of things about business. But I want to target in something that I love to teach on, marketing, and the pain point that my ideal type of student has, you guys, which is getting more clients in. I have a lot of value to add to you for that. But that doesn't mean that once you come in, I can't help you get your business running like a machine and growing from there without growing more time involved. So just so you can see how you actually are being marketed to, but with marketing. So that's how it works in my world, and it can work for the same for you. So Dawn, if the hair thing is actually really working for you, then keep doing that. And as soon as your hair clients come in, talk about lashes, talk about, opportunities for them to come in and get their lashes done, or maybe you do an eye styling, or just talk through them what you might do with their faces, like while their hair is getting processed. That's a great way for you to already have that relationship. They're already a client of yours, and you're maximizing the amount of money that that client spends with you, which is all part of the game of running a business. There's 3 different ways we can make money in our business. We can get more clients. We can get our clients to come back more frequently, right? We have some creaster clients. They only come in like Christmas and Easter. They can come back more frequently. Or we get our current clients to spend more money with us. Those are the 3 ways to make more money in your business. That's just a little added tip there for you. That wasn't a part of today's challenge. All right, last one, and let's dive into some coaching. Suzanne, where are you at, girl? She said, my light bulb aha moment is realizing no one knows I exist. She said, a few people heard I opened, but my website isn't finished or running. My Facebook page isn't a business page. My Instagram page isn't linked to anything. I don't come up in Google search for lashes in my area. I'm just saying opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. How can anybody book with me if they don't know I'm here? Exactly. If they don't know you exist, you're your city's best kept secret. She said, today I have an appointment to see our local Chamber of Commerce leader. Today I'm working on my website and finishing my Facebook business page. And next pictures I take, there won't be any booger pictures. What an eye opener this week, Tara. Thank you. Yeah. So yesterday we talked about the up the nose shots. If you guys need an example of that I'm #guilty. Circa 2013, when I became a lash artist, I was taking up the nose shots where you can see if somebody's got bats in the cave or not. Most lash artists will do that, and then eventually they'll start to crop it where it's just the lashes. Still not a great angle, and clients find that it's kind of invasive for them. Oftentimes their eyes are closed and they can kind of sense that you're there, but they don't know what you're doing, and it's not flattering at all. So thank you, Suzanne, for sharing. I really, really appreciate that. Girlfriend is stepping up. If you guys share your wins, we do a challenge champion, I believe is what we're calling them, where we're going to give you a gift card for showing up. We'll pick our person who's had the biggest transformation of the day, and you'll win prizes. So that's kind of cool. All right. Yes, Magda, you are mature. Magda is one of our coaches inside of the Lashpreneur Society. So shout out, girl. Okay, let's move on to today's challenge. Share that on the screen. All right, make me small. And pull it up on my screen over here. Okay, so you're going to pick just 3. I don't want you focusing on 17 different things. You're going to get overwhelmed. That's going to stop you from moving forward. Let's talk about overwhelm for a second. Okay, so what is overwhelm? So oftentimes people will feel their heart racing or their thoughts racing, or they'll start to feel weight on their chest and just like, oh my God, I can't, this is too much. Why does that happen? It's also anxiety too. So if you don't know what anxiety is, that's that feeling of, it's kind of like your fight or flight response kicking in, which means that your brain is telling you you're in danger. But the overwhelm comes from that you don't actually see danger. You're not actually in danger. Like if you like slam your brakes on the car because like something ran out in front of you or a car swerved, that's kind of what your brain is having the reaction to, but there's nothing really out there to trigger that. So you can't get out of danger in a sense. Like You swerve and you're good to go. You're back on the road. You can calm your nervous system down because you're no longer in danger. But when we start to get overwhelmed and we start to have anxiety built up, we actually can't tell the difference between being safe and being in danger because we can't see the threat. The threat is actually coming from your brain. Your brain only has so much energy that it can devote towards things. Think about all of the systems your brain is processing without you being conscious to it all the time. And so your brain's whole job is to keep you alive. And it only has so much energy it can devote to other things because it's got to keep this beast going, right? So when we get into places of overwhelm, I'm going to teach you a little bit of a brain hack to help handle the overwhelm. But the overwhelm is your brain's way of saying, that thing you're thinking about, that's going to require too much energy. And I just don't have the energy to devote towards it because I got to keep this going. But that's not actually true because your brain is more of it's a survival thing, right? Like it's just innate in you, but it doesn't really, there's your conscious thought and then there's your physical brain. Your physical brain is a bunch of neurons connecting and trying to keep everything going and trying to keep you surviving. But I hope you guys aren't just in a place where you want to just survive and you want to just physically make it through the day. Now, granted, women, ladies, especially you moms out there, sometimes that's all we can do is just make it through the day. But for your business, I don't want you in survival mode. That's not a fun place to be. Sure, you'll have days like that. That doesn't change whether you're making $1 million or $1. You are going to have days that are going to feel like I just need to survive today, or just this week, I just need to get through this time. A lot of you are going through that with coronavirus of like, can we just get to next year where this is all behind us now? I just need to get through this year. However, when we start looking at, okay, our brain is naturally going to want to conserve energy. And when I look at all these different marketing channels of like all the things I have to do and I don't know how to do them and how am I going to learn everything? We start to get overwhelmed, and that's what keeps us stuck, where we don't move forward, where we don't make progress. We also have this little thing that's really fun and gotten really bad because of social media called perfectionism, where we think it has to look a certain way or the stars have to align in a certain way in order for us to feel like it's perfect and it can move forward. If you've ever not posted a photo because one hair or one lash or one thing was out of place, you're struggling with perfectionism. And that is going to be very, very dangerous for you as a business owner. In fact, it's what's going to keep you stuck and unsuccessful. I've seen it far too many times. I myself have had to overcome that. Because with perfectionism, what is the primary thing that comes up from perfectionism? What is the feeling? It's fear. You're afraid that if you make your website live, then it goes out into the world and somebody might judge you or criticize you for it. If I post this photo, I might get judgment. And again, the brain's going to come in, the little monkey brain's going to come in and go, we don't have the energy to deal with haters on the internet, so we're just not going to post it. But you actually have clients out there who are looking for you, who can't find you because you're so worried about one lash hanging down or the hair is not in the perfect place. There is no such thing as perfect. It doesn't exist. You define perfect by looking at a series of different experiences or people out there, and you made the conclusion of what perfect means to you. And that's keeping you in this tiny little play it safe box so that you don't put yourself out there to risk criticism and judgment. And I want to give you a little bit of a newsflash that you're going to be criticized or judged whether you do or not. What you can control is the meaning you put behind it. I often say this to, especially my mastermind members, my high-level students who, they have a large platform, they have a large following, and we all kind of joke around like, if you haven't ever had a troll or haters, can you really even call yourself successful? Because it's just a part of the game. And if you're being authentically you and true to you and showing up online, however that looks, or showing up in your business and you're having success, there's going to be somebody out there who doesn't like that about you because they themselves are either jealous or envy or feel like they're not enough. but somebody else's perception of you is not actually true of you. I'm going to say that again. Somebody else's perception of you, especially a stranger on the internet, is not truth or fact about you. It's not. I've had haters. I still have haters. I'm still going to keep doing me because I've got lives to impact. And somebody else's insecurities or their own issues, if I remind them of somebody that was like hurtful to them in the past, that's not on me. I can try and help you. You don't have to like me to help you, to have me help you. But at the same time, I'm not going to hold back the impact that I want to have in lives because somebody else feels like, hey, I don't actually have to deal with consequences of being hurtful towards somebody else, so I'm just going to say mean stuff online. Okay, that says more about you than it does about me because I've got a life and a business and a family to support and lives to impact, and I'm not going to let anybody else slow me down. And I want you to get to that place too. I want you to accept and embrace that judgment's going to happen because you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. So put yourself out there because the world needs more of you. We talked about unicorn special powers yesterday. There's nobody like you. And I can teach you exactly what that is. Your unicorn power is inside of the Lashpreneur Society. But there is something unique about you, what you offer, the women you serve, the women you get in your chair that nobody else can match. And the longer you keep trying to play small, play safe, and hide, she's going to continue to struggle with her problem that you have the solution to. So if we're getting real deep here, you're being selfish by not playing a bigger game. I'm just saying, I'm take it or leave it. But you putting yourself out there means that you can have an impact on another life. And I do believe that most of you who want to have successful businesses, once you get the money part in, once your lifestyle is covered, what's really going to keep you driving and moving your business forward is the impact you can create, whether that's on your community, whether that's donating to movements or charities that you feel passionate about, whether that's having those relationships with the women that come in because they want to feel better about themselves. Yeah, we can say it's really shallow and, frivolous to just do eyelash extensions. And that's what a lot of the world thinks. Except when we see the transformation that happens with a woman, when she starts to see herself as beautiful, the rest of the world already sees her as beautiful. But when she starts to recognize that, and that's no longer something holding her back, that's a powerful thing. That's what we get addicted to. How many of y'all, the first reveal after you've created the result is like the most exciting part of the appointment? I know for me, that was like the addictive thing. The first time somebody gets lashes and you change their face, or the first time they've gotten their hair cut in a certain way and they just light up, that's not a joke. That is addictive. That is crazy empowering. And I know for me, that is what I continue to strive for. And what I'm continuing to chase is that result, that transformation for someone else. And that's the game that you're playing. How can I get more of that? You got to get customers in. How do you get more customers in? They got to know you exist. How do you get them to know you exist? We focus on the 3 marketing channels that you're going to pick in today's challenge. Tear it out. Tear it out. No, sorry. Sometimes I'm on it. Okay, so you're going to go through and pick 3 marketing channels because we don't want you to get overwhelmed and have your monkey brain try to hold you back from something that actually is going to help you survive better and thrive. So pick just 3. Don't overcomplicate it. Don't overthink it. Just pick 3. Then for each one of those channels, you have to, we're going to have you go through and kind of rate where you're at based on how those channels are working for you currently. The goal is to get all the right side checked, but you're probably not going to be there, right? I don't want you to pick something that you're already doing, crazy good things with. That thing is working for you. You guys can actually do this exercise at any point. So ideally, we get these 3 marketing channels moving and grooving, rocking and rolling, doing what they should be doing in your business, which is bringing you in customers, having people call you. And then once those are kind of doing their thing, we can move on to something else. But I want you to just focus on 3. The beauty about this challenge is that you'll visually be able to see your areas of opportunity. So maybe you have a couple checks over here, one over here, and you can kind of say, okay, so on this specific marketing channel, I actually just need to focus on this 1 or 2 things that aren't quite where I want them to be. So now we've gone from overwhelm, look at all the marketing channels that I should be focusing on, to I have this marketing channel and these 2 things that I'm going to focus on moving forward. And it becomes a to-do list rather than the overwhelm. So that is the beauty of today's challenge, is to really simplify what it is that you're going to be focusing on moving forward, where your energy, the energy you need to conserve to focus on. And anytime that shiny object syndrome comes in because you see somebody else is capitalizing on a marketing channel that you haven't gotten to yet, ignore it, put it on blinders, write down some ideas in your phone to save for another day. But you continuing to jump from place to place to place is not going to actually get you any closer to being fully booked. You're just going to be spreading yourself so thin that you're actually doing a crap job on 5 platforms rather than dominating 1 or 2, right? So that's kind of the end goal, is that I don't want you spreading your attention so thin. I want you to focus in on the one thing, or, the few things that you can be doing right now to see progress and traction. All right. Whew. This was a good one. This is a great one today. Thanks for joining, guys. I know we went a little bit long, but when I get going, I get going. Don't want to stop the inspiration. All right, so get into day 3. Make sure you're getting caught up. Make that time to get caught up, even if it's just a couple minutes here and there. Once you start to see the benefit and value of you going through this work, it'll be so much easier to justify that investment of your time. Let's get you to your word of the day. This is secret day 3 video word in your bingo card. Let me show it. It is 2. Your secret word of the day is 2. T-O, 2. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Have a good one.